All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mixtape Show. It is time for our Artist of the Week interview. And this week's Artist of the Week interview is brought to you by the Mix Mafia DJs Coalition. Shout out to my girl Angela Covington for helping to book this one, man. And calling in, man, check it in. We got an artist, man, really dope dude, man. Goes by the name of Theotis Joe, and he is joining us here on the Mixtape Show. What's good, sir? How are you, man?
I'm magnificent, man. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, man. Welcome to the show, brother. First and foremost, you're
Thank you.
officially
Thank
alumni now. Um,
you. All right.
so Theotis Joe, man, when did I always ask everybody? This is like the opening question. When did the hip hop bug hit you, man? What do you have a song or an artist that really got your attention at the beginning that you was like, wow, that's dope.
Um, but I was really inspired by, the late '80s and the early '90s form of hip hop. I could even take it way back, Dougie Fresh and Slick Rick the Show. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
but I didn't really start rapping and getting into rap until I heard like Too Short and NWA and De La Soul and the whole De La Soul and all that crew right there. And that's what really got me to like, all right, man, I want to do this. I was in middle school, banging on lockers, banging on lunchroom tables, and just fascinated by the whole genre of music. And since then, man, it's been in my veins, and I couldn't stop. I can't stop, and I never stop.
Yeah, man. Do you still kind of get that feeling when you hear some of the music? As far as that style of music, do you still get that feeling like, what the hell am I listening to? That's so dope right now.
I do. I do.
And where'd you grow up at, man? Where were you born and raised?
Born and raised in Houston, Texas. Then
Okay.
I went to Louisiana for a couple of years, and then from there, I landed in Delaware in like I say about '89, and then from '89 on up into like the mid 2000s, I moved to Philadelphia, and that's where I really honed in on the craft and got into the business side of the music,
Yeah.
and I've been Philly ever since.
And Philly's one of those tough cities when it comes to hip hop, man. It's kind of like they always felt like there was the little brother of like New York and Jersey. So there was like
Oh yeah.
the guys that come out of there always got that chip on their shoulder when it comes to the music.
I learned a lot. And I met a lot of great artists out there. Philadelphia definitely had a nice little music scene. Unlike Delaware, Delaware has a music scene, but it's more so for like rock stuff like that. But I went over to Philly and got in where I fit in. Hit the open mic scenes. Little Black Lily and there was a
Mhm.
couple other little open mic spots that they used to have out there, but you don't really see them too tough. But that's why I really got in and got it in that.
Yeah. So as an MC, a songwriter, and a producer, because you kind of got the all three going on for yourself there, man. How do you enjoy the process as far as making music and all of that?
I love the process, man. It's a beautiful thing because I can wake up 3 o'clock in the morning with a song in my head, and I have to get up and write it down, or maybe grab my phone and record it into my phone just so I don't forget the melodies and stuff like that. I have an outlet right now where I have my own record label, DIR Records, which stands for Doing It Right Records, and I formed that with a couple of partners of mine, June Beats, Lorenzo T Productions. June Beats, he's my producer, my number one producer right now, and
Mm.
very, very, very creative dude and talented when it comes to making beats of all sorts. And my man Slick Chaos, he's a spoken comedy comedian, and he also raps as well. But he focuses a lot more so on the comedy side. But we formed DIR Records, got with Who Mag, Rob Swartz, and he hooked us up with the distribution through Who Mag and Sony Orchard. And man, it's just a beautiful thing to have a place where I could just get everything out of my head, you know, skim through the beats that I want, write at hand, and just get it and then shit out. Write it down, press it up, shit out.
Yeah. And how'd that partnership with Rob work out? Shout out to Rob. He was on the show a couple of weeks ago. How'd you get connected with him?
Partnership with Rob works out very well, man. That's a great dude, man. Very smart, talented dude himself, and very business oriented when it comes to helping artists get their distribution up. Because I previously put out an album entitled After Hours, and I put that out through CD Baby.
Mm.
And over here with Mag distribution, I have access I can pick up the phone and call Rob, if I need something, or say, hey man, what's up? I can actually speak to a person, not just some customer service person that's just going to give you, a little short Q&A or whatever. I can call Rob and he put you down with some game.
Yeah.
And I met Rob a couple of years ago, over the phone. But then I just last year I met him personally in person through my partner Snook Chaos. He knew Rob and he kind of set up a meeting and we all just connected from there.
Nice, brother. Nice, brother. You got this new single, man. I got the real hip hop blowing up the spot right now.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of, when I listen to it, it's kind of like a thesis, you know what I'm saying, of hip hop music and stuff like that. You teach them a little bit on this one, man. Was that what you had? That's what you had in mind when you wrote this?
A little something. Of course, I always got to teach, and also I'm still learning myself. Every day we learning, and it's a process, and you just can't forget where you came from, especially when it comes to music. If you want to do some music and put yourself in a position where you got a open broadcast and you talking to the people, you got to let them know where you come from, and you also got to know your history a little bit. Mm-hmm. And that's where I came with on that joint right there.
Yeah. So it's always dope to learn something new, because I'm I guess a veteran, and I still learn new things today. You know what I'm saying? That surprises me, and I'm like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh wow,
yeah, man,
I never knew that.
Things are constantly changing. The world is evolving. Technology is evolving, and we got to stay up on that.
Yeah. Especially in this industry, man. You kind of, I don't think we'll never be ahead of the labels, just because they get that information way light years before the artists do and stuff like that. But you do have to stay up to date on just technology in general, so you can, think, how can I utilize that with my work and my craft and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So how does that feel for you, man, when you release a song and literally within 24 hours, you may have between 10 to 50,000 people that have heard that track? How does that feel for you?
It feels great, man. I wake up smiling every morning.
Yeah. And did you ever think that we all see, I know people do it because they want to make the money, and some people want to be notarized, but did you ever think that, wow, people who are in Kenya right now listening to my track, did you ever think that was a thing for you?
In my earlier stages, no. I couldn't ever imagine. Mm-hmm. I just do what I do. I like to rap, I like to sing, and that's first and foremost. You gotta like what you're doing, and the money will come later.
Yeah. So what about as far as your creation process? What do you enjoy most? Do you enjoy I know you enjoy making the song, but do you enjoy the process of making the song, thinking of the lyrics and thinking of the melodies and stuff like that? And then when you see it, the end product, do you enjoy that part of it more than you just do, getting in the booth and spitting?
I enjoy the whole process, coming up with the song topics, ideas, and listening to tracks. Sometimes I write rhymes or think of rhymes in my head without even having a beat. But then when I'm in studio or something like that, or I make a track myself and I'm like, man, this thing is hot right here. You just come up with different melodies, different ideas, and then putting everything together and going into the booth, and spitting it and putting everything together. It's just, the whole process is just a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
To create, just to be able to have the gift to create like that is amazing.
Yeah. Now, have you had to go the opposite way, where you had an idea in your head and then the finished product was nothing that you thought it was going to be?
I may have, but those are the ones that probably will never get heard.
They're not gonna make it on the lost tape. They're not gonna make it on the lost tapes album, huh?
Yeah, right. That don't happen too often, though. Not a whole lot, though.
Yeah. I hear that, bro. I hear that, man. Well, I like to tell the people who come on the show, man. Like I said earlier, once you come on here, you family, brother, and this is you an alumni, man. So we definitely going to start spinning the records more. Ange did send me the records here earlier, so we're gonna definitely get that loaded up on our radio station as well, man. So I definitely So is the single a part of a bigger project that you're working on right now?
No, I'm just putting out singles right now. Like I said, I have a platform and an outlet to put out as much music as I want, and I'm just dropping singles. I'm dropping a new single every month. I just dropped Amen. I don't know if you have that, but I dropped Amen on the 26th of this month, and it just came out last Friday.
Okay.
And that song right there is just it's one of my favorites.
Okay.
I dropped that, and then prior to that, I did put out I Got That Real Hip Hop. That one came out last month, and you know, I'm just right now it's no album for say in the works, but we just dropping music, man. Me and June Beats got together in 2017. I met him at a beat battle. I was actually one of the contestants, and he was too. And I didn't even know the guy, and he beat me. Actually, we were both running up. He beat me. He crushed me one of his beats, and then you know the place was over. He won. I left. I didn't get his information, but he got my information from a mutual friend and called me up on the phone. Was like, "Yo, I want to work with you, man. You know, I'm June Beats. I was there. I was the guy that was running up with you." I'm like, "Oh yeah." So it was like, you know, I want you to come through the stew. So I called him up. I went to the stew, and we just been hitting it off ever since, man. As far as like we partnered up and decided we were going to make some music together. He's like, man, I want to make some millions with you. That's what he told me. He said, we're going to make some millions. I said, all right, I'm with it. Let's go.
Yeah.
So you know, we've been rocking ever since, man. 2017, and we just putting out so much music that you know we don't even have to put out an album. We just put out singles. Shit.
Yeah.
Every day if we want to.
I like that process, honestly, man. I'm a big fan of that now, because it's like I said, the way people consume music is different from back in the day. So I always say, single people to death, man. Keep hitting them with singles until they want that album, and then by the time you get all those singles out, here's the album.
Here's the album. Exactly. I have an album by the end of the year.
Exactly. Just throw 2 or 3 new joints on there, and you're good to go, man.
Yep.
No, man. So social media, brother. What's the best way we can follow you right now?
You know, I'm on Instagram at Theotis Joe. Spotify, follow me on Spotify, man. The numbers is crazy over there. Facebook at Theotis Joe Music, and TheotisJoe.com. I have my own website, TheotisJoe.com. Definitely hit me up on that and join the mailing list for those who want to follow Theotis Joe. You know, we got the merch. I got dope whiskey glasses. I got shot glasses with my face on it. You know, all that.
Yeah, talk about that real quick, the importance of that, man. Because like you said, and the way the climate is now, like I said, everybody is on all the platforms streaming. So your music may could get lost. So with the merch and just the different types of merch, how important is that for you to separate yourself, for people to remember that? Like you just said, hey, I got the shot glass. So you know that helps out sell your music. You know what I'm saying too on the back end.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because you know, I would post a picture of me holding a shot glass with my face on it, and man, you're surprised how many DMs I get. Like, yo, how can I get one of those? How can I get some of those? And I'm actually making some right now for Rob Swartz at Who Mag. You know, I'm partnered up with a good friend of mine, Many Solutions, and you know, she has the capabilities and the abilities to help me create these things like that. And I just to see my face on a shot glass or whiskey glass, I was amazed. Like, damn, I could have been had some stuff like this. Yeah, you know, a T-shirt is one thing, a hoodie is one thing, but to have it on a shot glass, that's dope.
It's definitely a good conversation starter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, man.
Yeah.
No, brother. Well, like I said, man, the door is always open. Always reach out to Ange. If you guys want to come through. I'll follow you here on social media here in just a little bit, or just inbox me directly. And if you're just like, hey, Kwan, I got a new single, man, let's talk about it. I'll bring you back on anytime, brother. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Anybody want to shout out before we get out of here?
I just want to shout out to my team, DIR Records, Who Mag, you know, Rob for setting this up with me, and everybody else out there that supports Theotis Joe and the whole Theotis Joe movement. I appreciate y'all. Keep listening.
Here we go, man. He goes by the name of Theotis Joe. He is now officially alumni of the Mixtape Show. Gonna be playing his music here the next few weeks, months, and years. As long as he put out music, we're gonna keep spinning it, brother. So,
all right.
Definitely appreciate you coming on, man. And I know you got things to do and places to see. So thanks for coming on at the last minute, brother. We'll take care of you. All right.
All right. Appreciate you, man.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be right back.
Peace.